Studying abroad is such a life-changing experience. You get to immerse yourself in a different culture, see another part of the world, and make new friends, all while getting a great education. But with so many choices available, it is hard to know where to start. That's where IDP Education can help. IDP is a world leader in helping students study overseas, and we partner with universities and colleges across UK, USA, Australia, Canada, and New Zealand. To get started, the first step is to speak with one of our education counselors. You might have an idea of where and what you'd like to study, or you may want to explore all of your options. Our counselors work with you and discuss career goals to find out which course, institution, and country is best suited to you. Then they help you with all the paperwork. Once you're accepted into your course, they run a range of information sessions before you jump on the plane. It'll cover things like public transport, accommodation, culture, and work opportunities, just to make sure you're ready for your new life in your new destination. And as co-owners of IELTS, we can help you register and prepare for the English language test if required. So, let's chat. Jump onto our website or social media channels to book your appointment today. Good luck! An international education can change lives. Let's chat about how it can change yours.
So, you're looking to study abroad? And you want to go to a country that will offer a wide variety of experiences and exciting work opportunities? Well, Canada might just be the perfect fit for you. With breathtaking landscapes, vibrant cities, and lively cultures, Canadians enjoy a quality of life that is one of the best in the world. We are renowned for our competitive and entrepreneurial economy. Our society is safe and multicultural, which makes Canada the perfect study destination, no matter who you are or where you're from. Plus, we have one of the best education systems in the world. Did you know that 10% of Canadian universities rank in the top 200 best universities worldwide? And since our institutions are publicly funded, high-quality education is consistent across the country. Canada offers more than 15,000 undergraduate and graduate degree programs across the country, and over 8,000 college diplomas, postgraduate certificates, or applied degrees. If you want to hit the labor market quickly, you'll also find a wide range of hands-on programs that will help you do just that. Not sure about your career path? Our Canadian education institutions make it easy for students to switch between study programs. To top that, Canada offers unmatched working opportunities. While many study destinations don't allow international students to work during their studies, in Canada, you can work off-campus for up to 20 hours per week and full-time during school breaks. Looking to stay in Canada after your studies? You should know that Canada provides a variety of work permits and immigration programs only available to international graduates, making it easier for you to work and stay in Canada after graduation. Now you're telling me, that's awesome, but how can I find the right education institution for me? It's simple. Just visit educanada.ca and browse the list of college and university programs to find the program that's right for you. A bright future is at your fingertips. Come study in Canada. A world of possibilities awaits.
When I woke up this morning, it already felt like it was tomorrow. Life is moving faster than ever, with seemingly greater consequence. The world is challenged like never before, as are we. But with challenge comes
Hi, good
opportunity.
morning, everyone who's
Today, we are
already in.
excited
Thank
to
you for
share with
joining
you our
us
vision for our new
at the
brand.
start
As
your
we continue to build the University of
Canada
Tomorrow,
adventure
it is
in
not enough to keep
your
pace with
study
our
adventure in
competitors.
Canada
With
event.
one uni-
We are still admitting the students. We still have quite a number of students in the waiting room. We'll give them some time and we'll start the session in about 7 to 10 minutes. Thank you.
It tells our story of purpose and leadership. It gives us a powerful, unifying platform to focus on our greater global impact moving forward. Building on our history and resilience, our brand will inspire, challenge, and ignite all corners of the university, our alumni across the globe, and the partners we work with every day. At the University of Alberta, we will never be satisfied with the now. We will always be seeking, always be challenging, and most of all, always be leading.
Finding a supportive network must be upheld.
Where will you be when the future shows up? Tomorrow is too late. Our future is defined by our actions today. Our world has never moved faster, and there has never been more at stake. Today, fortune favors the curious. Every purposeful action we take now shapes today's problems into tomorrow's opportunities. Working together alongside and in partnership with Indigenous peoples, our diversity and tradition informs our leadership and strengthens our resolve. Every day, we set out to challenge the very notion of time by solving problems that don't exist yet. Walk our hallways, classrooms, and labs, and you can feel the hum of energy created by those discovering their purpose. People who look at the word challenge and see change. Leading with purpose means we never rest on our laurels. We plant them and create innovative solutions that give them room to grow. At the University of Alberta, our local ideas translate into global impact. Our collective curiosity empowers us to ask the bigger questions. Because now, more than ever, the world needs powerful answers.
Now is your time to come together, to build it, to push it further, to go there, to tell that story, to make your mark, to go deeper, to question everything, to have empathy, to have courage, to explore, to grow, to adapt, evolve, to make a statement, to create a world, to experiment, to make it better, to care, to innovate, advocate, move, fly, dare. To apply, to accept the challenge.
Now is your time.
Now is your time.
Now is your time.
Now is your time.
Now is your time. Seneca, challenge accepted.
Right, good evening, everyone. Sorry. Right, so yeah, thanks for joining us for today's event. Myself, I'm Sabrina from IDP Singapore. Myself and together with the team has actually put up this seminar, as we have a lot of students who has been very keen to know more about Canada recently, in Singapore. So we will be so the event for today would be Start Your Canada event, Start Your Study Adventure in Canada event. We will start off the session with Mr. Dan Vera, who will be from the First Secretary and Trade Commissioner, High Commission of Canada to Singapore, who will be sharing with you on the overview of Canada economic status, opportunity for international students, and travel borders updates. And then we will move on to our sixth institution from Canada. We have University of Ryerson, Columbia College, University of Manitoba, University of Alberta, Seneca College, Dalhousie joining us for the event. We are happy to share with you all the topics which has been shared over here. The university will be taking them through with you during the session. After the seminar from each of the university, we will move on to the networking session with the institution. For the students, you will have a one-to-one session, sorry, not a one-to-one, a session with the institution. It will not be a one-to-one, so do give everyone a chance to ask questions. So for the students, you will be free to move around the room, so you can actually meet with the sixth institution from 12:30 to 1 p.m. Yeah, so that would be the agenda for today. And just to share a little bit about IDP, whom we are. IDP is a global leader in international education services. We help our customers to study in their dream study destination. And the success comes from connecting the student with the right course in the right institution in the right country. We've been around for 15 years. Our presence are there with offices in over 30 countries. In 2017, we acquired the Hot Courses Group, which is a leading course data search database and student engagement company. The Hot Courses Group is now known as IDP Connect, and we are also a proud owner of IELTS, the world's most popular high-stake English language test, and operator of 9 English language teaching campuses in Southeast Asia. Student placement destination we represent includes, of course, Canada, the United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, and Ireland. You might be wondering what's the student journey once you approach IDP for your study journey. So basically, it will start off from the time you start exploring which would be the best destination for you, which would be the best program for you, and you might want to know whether you will be eligible for those programs. So it starts off from the exploration stage all the way up to when you are departing to your dream destination. IDP will be there to assist you. Some of these stages, which includes the exploration stage to the application stage, and then you will be accepted, you will be given the acceptance by the university. We start preparing you to do what's next, like your visa application, settling your accommodations and all that, until the day where we will be engaging you for the pre-departure, and then we will send you safely to your dream destination. So that would be the overview of your student journey once you inquire with IDP. But of course, to know more, you can always call us and then we will assist you accordingly. So what's, as shared with you earlier, ALTS is the English language testing system. So ALTS measures the language of proficiency of people who wants to study work where English is used as a language of communication. ALTS is jointly owned and managed by Cambridge Assessment English, IDP, and British Council. Without further delay, I shall hand over the session of Discover Canada to Mr. Denborough. Dan, over to you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Hello, bonjour. On behalf of the High Commission of Canada and Singapore, I'd like to thank you for attending today's presentation for what promises to be a very informative event. It's an honor to be among so many young, intelligent, inspiring individuals, and I commend you for joining us today to learn more about how education opportunities in Canada can serve your ambitions, whatever they may be. Next slide, please. So Canada is the world's second largest country by area. It covers about 10 million square kilometers of surface area with more than 40 national parks. In Canada, you'll find mountains, volcanoes, prairies, tundras, oceans, rivers, lakes, glaciers, rainforests, islands, vineyards, valleys, ravines, cliffs, and pastoral land, whatever your heart desires. Canada has 38 million people living in 10 provinces and 3 territories. Next slide, please. So Canadians are known for being friendly, open, and tolerant, and Canadians understand that diversity is a strength. As Prime Minister Trudeau recently said during a speech to the United Nations, Canada has succeeded culturally, politically, economically because of our diversity, not in spite of it. That's why international students are so important to us. We believe the learning process is mutual, so we are open to new cultures, language, and knowledge. As you consider studying with a Canadian institution, you will come to appreciate what Canada stands for as a society. Next slide, please. Perhaps you'll agree that choosing the right study destination can improve a person's job opportunities and the quality of life. By choosing Canada, you'll have access to an excellent education experience, one that's rooted in a culture of hands-on learning, small student-teacher ratios, cutting-edge technology, research, and innovation. Our prestigious colleges and universities offer a tremendous variety of programs in both systems. Canada is well known for its excellence in both English and French, our 2 official languages. In recent years, Canada has welcomed a growing number of international students. And education in Canada will provide you with an opportunity to go wherever your calling takes you. That's Canada or anywhere else. Canada ranks first for quality of life, third for education, 6th for entrepreneurship, and 2nd overall. Not only are the high quality of Canadian degrees, diplomas, and certifications valued and recognized the world over, it's all provided in a learning environment that's of a high quality, diverse, and one of a kind. On a global scale, although we're home to just 0.5% of the world's population, Canada produces 2.8% of scientific research internationally. Canada's secondary schools and post-secondary institutions are consistently recognized in the top rankings, and our students get score high on international tests. We have excellent facilities, libraries, sports facilities, concert halls, and art galleries. So just a bit about the pandemic. I know that many of you are concerned about the travel during these times. You appreciate that Singapore has started a vaccinated travel lane with Canada. And in Canada, as immunity is building up across the population, public health measures and precautions are slowly being relaxed and reopened, with businesses and schools and shops are reopening now. And the latest data shows a continuing downward trend in disease activity. For more about the Omicron variant, I'm happy to give you an update, but as you can appreciate, this can change from month to month. So what might be in effect when you join us in the fall may be different from now, but for now, there's 14 foreign nationals, including international students who have been in the following countries or in the last 14 days will be denied entry to Canada: Botswana, Egypt, Eswatini, Lesotho, Malawi, Mozambique, Namibia, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zimbabwe. This is constantly being assessed, of course, and hopefully that studies have shown that Omicron may be less dangerous than the other variants. So I hope that when you come and join us in the fall, that the situation has improved. But for now, all fully vaccinated travelers arriving by air from countries other than the United States will be tested upon arrival and then asked to quarantine at their residence pending the results of their arrival screening test. But the good news is for some folks who may have gotten different vaccines, Canada last month expanded the list of vaccines that travelers can be received to be considered fully vaccinated. Those are Sinopharm, Sinovac, and Covaxin. So we matched the WHO emergency use listing now. And then starting January 15th, 2022, international students 18 years and older will only be allowed to enter if they are fully vaccinated with one of those vaccines. We have with us today several representatives of Canadian institutions who are eager to meet you, to answer your questions and explain how they can help achieve your goals. Please take full advantage of this excellent opportunity to meet with them. I have confidence in the quality of these colleges and universities, and I anticipate that you will benefit from their information and advice. In closing, thank you for being here today, and I wish you every success in your studies.
Thank you, Dan. Right. So next we have with us, next we would have University of Ryerson, who would be sharing with you the session. Over to you, Salisha.
Thank you very much. Hi, everyone. My name is Salisha Randall from Ryerson University, and I have the opportunity this morning to talk to you about life as an international student in Canada. I will say that just the remarks that we just heard, we're hoping that you will be able to make it to Canada to really experience physically on our campuses what this life experience is for you. So Canada embraces immigration, and our immigrants contribute a lot to the growing reputation for us as an international education destination. And this is something that we are extremely proud of. It's a reason why I chose to study in Canada and my family chose to migrate here as well. Today, more than 7 million people in Canada were born elsewhere in the world. That's 22% of our population. And we're the first country in the world to affirm multiculturalism as a fundamental value, which you just heard. We are extremely proud of that. And we welcome people from all walks of life across the globe to make Canada home. So when you choose to study with us, know that on our campuses, in our country, we will be welcoming you. You will get to bring who you are, celebrate who you are, but you also get to embrace our Indigenous cultures, our Canadian cultures, and cultures from around the globe. When you choose to study with us, you will be in a supportive learning environment. You will be supported from your journey even before you arrive to Canada. And this is across all of our campuses. Many of our institutions offer airport pickup as well. We all have robust student affairs and student services departments supporting your academic, personal, and your professional development while you're with us. Your whole well-being is important to us, and that's why we invest in making sure that every unit across the university supports our international students, because it truly does take a village to support our international students. And many of our campuses offer residences, so this provides you an opportunity when you do arrive in Canada to live on campus, be immersed in that culture, be immersed in the city, the town, wherever you're living, and truly add that to the educational experience that you will be attaining. You will be learning about our Canadian values that we have in education. As you heard in the previous briefing, year after year, our students are doing extremely well in international tests like the PISA, and it's a great opportunity because our Canadian classrooms value that academic freedom, excellence, and innovation. We want you to really build, create that ecosystem, that atmosphere, those think tanks where you're able to cross-pollinate your ideas with other like-minded students like yourselves. So you will be receiving a high quality of education no matter which institution you choose to go to. Canada's public higher education institutions are to a large extent directly funded by the provincial governments. So this really allows us to keep our education quality high. There is no official ranking system in Canada. So no matter where you choose to go, know that you're getting a high quality education. You're going to learn about our Canadian values in our education, and this will be your springboard to take it anywhere across the globe. You will be learning a little bit more in today's programming about working in Canada, but this is a really big part of the life of an international student, where you get to work while you study and you're building education and experience. Experiential learning is built into many of our curriculum, from colleges to universities. We have lab time, studio time, internship opportunities. Many of us offer cooperative learning opportunities, which you'll hear a little bit more about. And if you fall in love with Canada and you don't want to leave just yet, there is the postgraduate work permit, which allows you to stay back and work for up to 3 years. You'll be getting more in-depth information in that. But again, working in Canada is part of that international experience. And we also want you to experience Canada. So yes, you're going to be studying and getting those good grades, but we are an extremely beautiful country, 4 distinct seasons. I remember my first time seeing snowfall. It was very magical. And then you realize the snow does stick around for a little bit longer during the winter time. You have the opportunity to go hiking in the West Coast. You can jump into the Atlantic Ocean, depending on where you're studying. Canada is really a place for you to really enjoy and explore. And their English, French are 2 official languages. There's also over 200 different languages spoken, 60 Indigenous languages. You do the math, there's lots of opportunity to really immerse yourself in not only our culture, but also all of the natural resources that are available. So really do make that part of your experience. Take different trips that universities offer to learn about the Canadian culture, so that you're getting that full scope of what studying in Canada is all about. One of the references that I would also like to mention is EduCanada. This has a lot of great opportunities for you to do your research, search by programs, learn about why studying in Canada, scholarship opportunities that are available to you as well. And we're all here after today's presentation, so we look forward to chatting with you more. But thank you so much for your time to learn about as a life of an international student in Canada. I will now pass it over to our next speaker. Thank you so much for listening to me, and enjoy the rest of today's presentations.
Thank you, Salisha. We will now have Adam from Columbia College giving the next presentation. Adam, over to you.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Good. Let me just share the screen first. Sorry, just 1 minute.
No worries, Adam. We're good.
So this is the website.
Yeah, we see the screen now.
Just give me 1 minute. I can't see my.
Would you like me to help you to share the screen?
Oh, here you go.
Okay.
I got it. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Adam Ding. I'm from Columbia College in Vancouver. I'm very happy to meet you all today here online at the IDP virtual fair. So today I'm going to talk about, are you eligible for postgraduate work permit, PGWP? Okay. So what is postgraduate work permit? Okay, PGWP, many of you probably already know. It is the short abbreviation for postgraduate work permit. It's actually one of the most important permit you will get if you want to work in Canada. Well, of course, the study permit is the first important permit. So postgraduate work permit is the one after you graduate from your program of studies. You may be able to work temporarily in Canada and graduate. So you have to be a graduate of certain DLI to be eligible. DLI is the designated learning institution. So you probably will see the DLI a lot when you are thinking of studying in Canada. So the designated learning institution is a school approved by a provincial or territorial government to host international students. So not all the schools in Canada are DLI. They have to be approved by the government, provincial government, or the territorial government to be able to host the international students. And there is a checking list you can find online. You can find actually on the IRCC website. Let me just quickly show you how to check whether a school is eligible or not. So this is the official website for IRCC. And you can just search here for DLI and then it will lead you to this page. On the bottom of this page, you will see here. So I will use our school as an example. So you just choose British Columbia and then type Columbia College. Okay, it will show you here. Okay, so you will see several schools here. You can see we are the only school, we are the only Columbia College eligible for the PGWP. Okay, and the Columbia Bible College doesn't eligible. Coast College of British Columbia doesn't eligible. And you can also click on the details. It will also show you which program is actually eligible. So for our school, we offer Associate Degree of Arts and Science. So these two programs are eligible. We also offer like 1 year's university transfer program, which will not be eligible. So you have to make sure the program you apply actually is on the IRCC list for DLI institution also eligible for the postgraduate work permit. Okay, let me get back to my slides. So if you plan to work after studying Canada, you should make sure the program you study is on the list, okay, of the DLI. Who is eligible for PGWP. So first, you have to complete the program at a DOI, as I just mentioned. That was at least 8 months long and lead to a degree, diploma, or certificate. Okay. Second, you must maintain full-time legal status as a student in Canada during your study. What is a full-time legal status? That means you must study full-time when you study as an international student in Canada. You can probably take a study break. Most of school will ask you to send a letter to student surveys, ask for official approval for study break. But you have to study full-time. You cannot just take one course at a school, like work full-time. Also, you have to have a valid study permit. And if your study permit is going to expire when at the time when you are applying for the postgraduate work permit, you can either in the process of study permit extension, or you are in the process of changing your study permit to a visit permit. And last, you have to graduate from a PGWP, sorry for the type of PGWP program. So this is very important. So you, if you are not studying in a DOI institution for a PGWP eligible program, you won't be able to get this postgraduate work permit. When to apply? This is also very important. So you have up to 180 days to apply for the postgraduate work permit after you get your degree or diploma or your final official transcript from your school or the final official letters from your school saying you have completed the program. To be eligible, your study permit must also have been valid at some point during these 180 days. This basically means you have to be in a legal status, as I said. You are either have a valid study permit at the time you are applying, or you are in the process of study permit extension or change your permit to a visit. You have to be in a legal status. If your study permit has expired and you didn't extend it, or you never do it, which means you are illegal in Canada. That if you are in that situation, you have to ask for help from some professional like RICC. Like registered immigration counselor for help. RCIC, yeah. How long is a postgraduate work permit valid? Okay. So if your program is at least eight months long, but less than 2 years, the IRCC official, they may give you a postgraduate work permit that is valid for up to the same length as your study program, which means if you are studying a 1-year program, they may give you a 1 year long postgraduate work permit. If you study an 8 months program, they may give you an 8 month long postgraduate work permit. However, if your program was 2 years or longer, they normally will give you a 3 years postgraduate work permit. So for 2 years associate degree or diplomas or 4 years bachelor degrees, you will normally get 3 years postgraduate work permit. And if you complete more than one program, okay, this happens a lot actually. Our students complete one program and then move to another school, complete another programs, okay? So you may be eligible to get a postgraduate work permit that combines the length of each program. Each of the program you complete must be first PGWP eligible, and second, at least 8 months in length. So they will combine the length of your programs and give you a postgraduate work permit. So there are different situations, and very important, you can only apply for your postgraduate work permit once in your lifetime. So this is very important information. So if you have complete 2 years program, get a postgraduate work permit, and then work for a few years, go back to school, complete a bachelor degree, you won't be able to apply for the work permit again. So you have to make sure you are only eligible to apply once if you get it. Okay. I'm going to use our school as an example here. So for our school, because most of our students, they will transfer to a university, complete a bachelor degree later. So after they complete 2 years associate degree, they are eligible to apply for postgraduate work permit. So if they choose this path, they can apply for postgraduate work permit and then work for 1 year, 2 years, and then they may be eligible for applying for permanent residence, PR in Canada. And then they can transfer to university later after get a PR, enter their 3rd year of a major university. So if they choose this path, they actually will pay the local Canadian student tuition fee later when they are getting to university. However, if they fail to get a PR after they work in Canada for 2 or 3 years, and then move to the university, complete their bachelor degree, they won't have another chance to apply for postgraduate work permit again. So it's very important you make sure which path you want to go. Okay, if you want to apply for postgraduate after the bachelor degree, you shouldn't apply after you complete 2 years program. Okay, so this is a very important information. A lot of students, they have to make a choice, either to work first or complete their bachelor degree first. And also there are some special cases for PGW for the postgraduate work permit. For instance, the accelerated programs. This means if you complete your study program in less time than the normal length of a program, you may be eligible for a postgraduate work permit that is valid for the full length of your program. So for instance, if you complete the 2 years associate degree in our school in 1 year and 1.5 years, so you may be still eligible for a postgraduate work permit for 3 years. And also, because of the pandemic right now, you can actually study outside Canada for a program. And right now in the IRCC website, you can complete up to 100% of your studies online from outside Canada. Between basically March last year, spring 2020, to next year, August 31st, 2022. So this policy is in place until August 31st, 2022. It may extend it next year if the pandemic is still going on, but right now it's until next August 31st. Also, if you transfer between schools, if you transfer between DOIs, then you can combine the length of your studies, okay, to be eligible for the postgraduate work permit. But if you are transferred from the non-DOI to a DOI, only the time you spend study at the DOI will be counted. So so make sure if you are planning to work in Canada after graduate, you are choosing the DOI school. Yeah, there's a lot of information. So last page is actually my contacts. If you have any other questions about the postgraduate work permit or about our school, you feel free to contact me. That's all. Thank you very much. Back to
Thank
you,
you, Adam.
Sabrina.
That was really informative. The post-study work visa is a very common inquiry which we always receive from the student. So I'm sure a lot of you who has a lot of questions about this would have been cleared by Adam in his session. Thank you, Adam. We will
You're
now
welcome.
move on to Sarah from University of Manitoba. Sarah, over to you.
Perfect. Thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for turning it over to me again for this session about all you need to know about submitting your application here in Canada. There are sort of really 6 sort of key steps or major things that you need to be thinking about when you are looking to submit your application in Canada, and we will go through each of these in a little bit more detail. First of all, you are going to want to explore your options. Now, you're going to want to explore both the colleges and the universities that are options for you, as well as the cities and provinces where those colleges and universities are located. So you're going to want to look at things like the programs that are offered, any extracurriculars that might be really important to you, tuition fees, and so on. For cities and provinces, you might be curious about what life is like in that city or province, as well as the major industries that are there, the job prospects, as well as what immigrating to that province is like. So there are a few ways to explore your options that most institutions do put on, including information sessions. In this world of COVID, institutions are putting on no shortage of online sessions, so be sure to take in as many of those as possible. There are oftentimes online campus tours that you can take or self-guided virtual tours. Of course, the internet and doing your own research online is a great way to explore those options that you might be interested in. And of course, it is so important for you to ask questions. So you might have friends or family that have studied in Canada before, or who have maybe lived here in Canada. So be sure to ask questions and have those conversations with them. And then if you don't have any friends or family who have maybe had that personal experience, you can always reach out to the recruitment officers at the institutions, as well as a lot of institutions have those opportunities for you to connect with current students at those particular institutions as well. So next up, we're going to want to assess your eligibility. Now, I'm sure as you're all aware, the requirements from institution to institution and from program to program do vary. However, there are sort of 2 major things that we are looking for that are pretty typical across all institutions. So if you are applying directly from high school, we are typically looking for high school or secondary school graduation, either in a local curriculum or in an international curriculum like International Baccalaureate or IB, for example. And then we are typically going to look for specific courses as well as grade requirements in those senior level courses. If you have already graduated high school and have started your university or college studies at a university in your part of the world, and you are looking to transfer your studies over to Canada, for transfer students, we are typically looking for a specific number of completed credit hours at a recognized institution, and of course, making sure that you do have good academic standing. Sort of along the lines of assessing your eligibility, we're going to want to find out how to meet the English language requirements for that particular institution and program. So you may be required to demonstrate English language proficiency for admission purposes, either through an approved test option such as IELTS, or for example, there may be waiver conditions for the English language proficiency requirements that an institution might offer, such as the successful completion of a particular curriculum, such as IB or AP, or a particular program that you might have taken in the first sort of years of college or whatnot. There may also be English language proficiency exemptions based on your country of citizenship, so be sure to explore those with particular institutions as well. And if you are needing to brush up on your English or you don't quite have that level of English necessary to begin your studies here in Canada, many institutions do offer English as a second language programs, so keep those in mind as well. That oftentimes allow students to flow directly from those English programs right into their studies. Next up, you are going to want to determine the documentation that is required for your application. Again, I'm going to start to sound like a bit of a broken record here, but this will vary from institution to institution. But generally, we are going to be looking for either your secondary or high school transcripts and or your post-secondary transcripts. If you have any English language proficiency documentation, you will be required to submit that as well. Personal identification, such as your passport, might also be required, and so on. And there's one thing that I do want to bring your attention to here that is really critical, and it's how the institution requires you to submit your documents. So pre-COVID, a lot of institutions still required hard copy documents to be sent via traditional snail mail, as we call it. So especially since the COVID-19 pandemic, a lot of institutions have started to require or accept documents that are electronically submitted. So you're going to want to find out if you are required to submit hard copies or if electronic copies are accepted. And then you are also going to want to find out whether electronic copies can be submitted by you, or if they do have to come directly from the issuing institution. So two things to keep in mind there. Next, of course, you want to familiarize yourself with the application process. Of course, again, it is going to vary from institution to institution. Some provinces do have a central application service, while other provinces will require you to apply directly with a university through that individual university's or college's application system. And at this time, you also might want to look into the options whether or should you not get into your first choice program. So you might consider applying to more than one program at a particular institution, or maybe applying to multiple institutions if you are wanting to really keep your options open. Finally, I cannot stress this enough. I say this almost every day to all of our students. You need to keep track of the application deadlines. One of the first things you do is should be to look at these deadlines just to make yourself a little bit of a timeline and have those available so you're not missing any of those. And there are a few different deadlines to be mindful of in the application process. So of course, the deadline to submit an application, then the deadline to submit documentation. That is a big one. You might also be interested in applying for scholarships, or you might also want to apply to live on campus or in residence, which may or may not require a separate application. So those are other things that you are wanting to keep in mind as you are looking at those application deadlines. So one very final important reminder regarding the application process, and this is very much true for institutions across Canada. It is very much encouraged that international students always apply early to allow as much time as possible for their application to be processed and then to apply for their study permit. So I really want to encourage you to not wait to start talking to your IDP counselor about your options to study in Canada. So that brings me to the end of my short little session on what you need to know about applying to institutions here in Canada. So I will turn it back over to you, Sabrina.
Thank you, Sarah. that was again another informative session, especially with our result release coming out for the O-level students, which probably would have to go through the foundation pathways first or colleges. And then the A-level result release. And of course, the international baccalaureate would be next month as well, followed by our A-level students. So I believe a lot of students would want to know about the application procedure for each destination. So I hope most of the students got their reply from that. The next session, I shall hand over to John from University of Alberta. John, over to you.
Thanks so much, and good evening, everybody from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. My name is John Gregory. I'm the Director of International Recruitment at the University of Alberta. Came to Canada many years ago as an exchange student from London, England, and met my wife in Canada. So I hope coming to Canada has a similar impact on yourself. So I'm going to talk a bit about the degree structure in Canada and popular majors. So before I do that, I wanted to outline to you the type of programs offered at universities, because I believe most of you are looking at the bachelor's degree. And this is typically a 4-year program in Canada, and you would join this after your grade 12 or your A-levels or whatever program you're doing in your high school. Most universities offer master's degrees, which are 1 or 2 years. There's both the thesis-based, the research masters, and also course-based masters. If you want to become a doctor, then it's a 3 to 5 years study PhD, and there are additional options available, such as certificates and diplomas. So what do we mean by major? So a bachelor's degree in Canada is typically 4 years in total. Virtually all our degrees are 4 years, and that will be common for most universities. And during your degree in most universities, it will vary from place to place, but you will typically take 40 courses in total. So 10 courses a year. So you'll be doing a lot of courses and a lot of different subjects during your bachelor's degree. And that's one of the unique things about a Canadian degree compared to a UK or an Australian degree, is you're able to study quite a broad range of subjects during that 4-year period. So a lot of you will be admitted into a faculty. So a faculty is a group of departments within a university. So if you think of a faculty of science, it may include departments such as chemistry, physics, biology, sometimes computer science as well. And then one for major. So the major is really the specialization, the area you're focusing on in a bachelor's degree. Some students who want to study a lot may decide to take a double major. So some institutions give you the ability to do a major in both areas. What's more common is doing both a major and a minor. So a minor would be a secondary area of specialization that complements your major. So looking at application numbers and popular majors in Canada or business, engineering and computer science, and that will vary from year to year, depending on what is the most popular option. And one of the things you should be aware of about Canada is law is a second degree. So no one enters law as a first degree, you would take it as a second degree. As the same applies to medicine as well. And unfortunately, at a number of institutions, medicine isn't available to international students. So thinking about it, is your major important for your future degree? And the answer to that is it really varies. Like if you want to work in a technical area, which requires professional qualification, such as maybe being an engineer, you want to be a nurse or an accountant, then yes, the major would have an impact on your career options. And if you want to go in those technical areas, obviously you need to do the correct major. But most jobs in Canada that require a degree do not specify what area your major should be in. And really, it's not about what you studied during your degree, it's what you gain from it. So the skills development you will establish during your degree is really more important to you than your major. So if we look at what skills we hope you will develop during your degree and the skills that are in demand from future employers, a lot of these are problem-solving skills and self-management and being able to work with people. There's also some technical skills as well, but pretty much any degree should be able to give you these skills in these areas. So the questions you should ask about your major and what you want to study: is this an area I enjoy studying? If you don't like math, you're not particularly strong in math, then obviously a physics degree or an accountancy program may not be the best option for you. You have to also think about what subjects you studied in high school. Are you able to go into that area? If you, like me, and did your A-levels in areas such as history and geography and business studies, you probably won't be able to get into an engineering program. And it also depends on your grade. Some majors are more competitive than others. You should look at how flexible is the major. Are you able to change majors? If it's 4 years of your life and you're in a major you don't like, are you able to change into another program? So that's a really key option to look at. Most Canadian major programs are flexible, and you typically be able to change up to the end of your second year. So coming to Canada, although you may choose a major to start, many students will end up and graduate in a different major. Do you have an option to do a minor, and is it in the same faculty, or can you do a minor in another area? And also, does your major give you the opportunity to undertake co-op or an exchange program? And what can you do after your degree with this major? As I said, for a lot of degrees, it doesn't really matter what your major is in, but if you're looking to do a technical area, then yes, the major is very important. And I would encourage you to speak to advisors and current students. But really, my advice to you would be pick the major that's right for you. Popular does not mean it is a good choice for yourself. So that kind of gives an overview of this degree structure and the majors available. And I know all the colleges and universities here have many different options for you to choose from. Thanks for your time, and I look forward to speaking with you later.
Thank you, John. Yeah, so I hope that gives everyone a better understanding of which major to choose. We always have students who they probably want a different thing, and maybe their parents or maybe most of their friends are going for a different program, and peer pressure, they'll just go for it. So yes, I mean, heed John's advice, go for the one which you feel right for you. So next, we will move on to Seneca College. So Marvin, over to you.
Hi, hello everyone. Again, let me thank IDP for organizing this event. I am the Regional Business Development Officer of Seneca College, and yeah, nice to meet all of you. All right, so since my topic is about applying for visa, I won't be able to give you a full detailed presentation because that is outside of my scope of business. So first, let me share my screen and let me introduce Seneca. Okay. All right, great. So yeah, thank you for considering Seneca as the next step on your journey. So yeah, before we dive into what Seneca can offer, actually the video was shown earlier. So actually the video is about our alumni or alumni making positive impacts in their careers today. Actually, they were once like you, making big decisions that can change their lives for the better. Okay, let me skip that one. So Seneca College is a public institution that was established 54 years ago in the north of Toronto. We are known as one of the most well-known colleges in Ontario, and we are a designated learning institute, so which means you're eligible to have PGWP or postgraduate work permit after completing your studies. Okay. So when you join Seneca, you will be a part of a diverse global community. So each term we welcome thousands of students from across Canada and the world. And we are a part of a strong network. So we are partners with the community and the alumni. So no matter where you go, across the country or around the world, you're bound to find a successful Seneca graduate doing great things. As you can see here on your screen, we have 60,000 part-time registrants annually, 30,000 full-time students annually, and 10,000 international students from more than 170 countries. And 9 out of 10 graduates find employment in the field that they studied at Seneca within 6 months. We have 200,000 alumni globally and 500 career options waiting for you guys. So there are hundreds of program options at Seneca. So the Seneca community includes experts in business, science, technology, hospitality, and many, many more. Now, we have certificate programs, just like hospitality foundations. We have diplomas, 2 to 3 years diplomas or advanced diplomas, just like early childhood education. We have degrees as well, just like Bachelor of Engineering, Software Engineering, and we have postgraduate certificates as well. So project management or information technology. Okay, next is you have our bundled graduate certificates. Basically, it is an easy application process with a one-time application fee and a combined letter of acceptance for both programs. Okay, so make sure to ask us first, or you have to you can browse our website for the programs that are related, so you can avail this bundled graduate certificates. Okay. Now let's move on to the tuition fees. So our diploma programs are for 15,000 per year, degrees 18,000 per year, postgraduate certificate 15,000 per year. Let's add the health insurance 850 Canadian dollars and ancillary fees for 900. Now for admission requirements, since we recognize Singapore as an English-speaking country, we will waive the IELTS for you, as long as you will be able to provide an MOI or immediate of instruction letter from your school for faster processing. And for other requirements, please refer to our program page. And yes, you can see the availability of our programs on our website, senecacollege.ca. You will see there the programs that are available for our international students. Now for our support services, we make sure you have everything you need to succeed. Of course, we offer free airport pickup. We have advisors, career services, learning centers, counseling, mentors, and a virtual doctor. You do have two options. You can live on campus or off campus. So residences are available at our main campus, the Newnham campus and our King campus. So this is an example, as you can see below, 2 bedrooms, 1 shared bath, and 1 shared kitchen. And if you do want to avail the off-campus residences, please do refer to our website. And here are the locations of our campuses. It's very accessible by transit, and we offer free bus rides to our students. There are some pictures of Seneca College, our campuses. And for visa requirements, like I said earlier, it's outside of my what do you call this? It's outside my scope of business. So you can see this online. And for more information, please do message IDP and ask for more detailed requirements rather. Yeah. So for example, for personal documents, you can see this online: transcript of records, diploma, proof of English proficiency, passport, employment certificate, resume, portfolio, birth certificate, study plan, police clearance, proof of your financial situation or proof of funds, and your passport. Okay. So yeah, for more details, please do message IDP. So yeah, that will be the end of my presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marvin. Right, as what Marie mentions, for the visa, because every different domicile would have different requirements, it's a bit more administrative. So it would be a bit, it would be better that, you know, everyone would have a personal one-to-one with the counselors in charge, because we will be assisting. If you are based in Singapore, we will be assisting you to apply for the online application for the visa, and that would come after your application has been approved, and that would be probably a bit more nearer before the course commence. And it also depends if you want to study, you want to start studying online first, or you want to go to the, go over to Canada. We will sort that out and let you know when would be the best time for you to apply your visa. So yeah, so without further delay, I will hand over the session to Alison from Dalhousie. Alison, over to you.
Thank you, Sabrina. I'm just going to pull up the presentation here and we'll get underway.
Yeah,
Great. Well, thank you. Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to present our last topic, co-op and work integrated learning in Canada. As Sabrina said, my name is Alison Murray. I'm the Associate Director of Recruitment at Dalhousie University. So let's dive in to why Canada is a great option for students who are wanting to get hands-on experience alongside the theoretical aspects of their degree. So what is work integrated learning? I know that co-op or cooperative education and some of the terminology around these experiences may be new to you. So at a very formal level, the definition would say that it's a model and process of curricular experiential education which formally and intentionally integrates a student's academic studies within a workplace or practice setting. I know that's quite a complex definition. So really at its core, work integrated learning is a way for students to get hands-on experience, often in a formal workplace setting during their studies. This allows you to graduate with additional skills and experience, as well as personal and professional development during your degree. Work integrated learning is very common in Canada. It's something that students, both domestic and international, are increasingly seeking out in their degrees. So it would not be uncommon to seek out a program where this is an opportunity. And many of the institutions that you'll be hearing from tonight will have work integrated learning and co-op opportunities as part of our programs. It's really one of the key advantages of Canada's post-secondary system. We know that today's graduates are wanting to hit the ground running and really launch their careers right away after graduation. This is a great way to ensure that you have a strong resume alongside your degree or diploma. To give you an example of how widespread and common this is in Canada, at my institution, about 90% of our students will participate in some form of work integrated learning. So it's very common to do this as part of your study plan. Now, work integrated learning is quite a broad phrase, and it can be used to mean many things. I'll focus primarily on co-ops or cooperative education this evening. Your morning, my apologies. But internships, clinical practicums, research, volunteer opportunities would all fall under work integrated learning. So there are many ways to gain these skills and experiences if a formal cooperative education work term does not fit with your plans. So co-op work experiences, these are typically quite formal, structured employment opportunities that are taken during your studies. So these will be periods of full-time work. The duration of these work periods will vary from institution to institution. So it's important as you're researching your post-secondary options to really ask questions about what kind of hands-on learning opportunities they offer and what is the structure of those experiences. The decision to complete a co-op program as part of your studies may be something that you're asked to indicate on your admissions application. For other schools, they'll allow that decision to come later in your studies, perhaps after the first year or at the beginning of your second year. So it may impact on the admissions process. In other cases, it's something that you have some additional time to think about and consider. It is going to be structured differently at different institutions. To give you an example, at the institution I represent, our students in co-op complete 3 work terms during their studies. Each work term is 1 full semester or 4 months in length. And during that semester, these students work full-time in paid positions. They're not studying at that time. They're focused on gaining, on-the-job skills and experiences. They work in a wide variety of sectors, including the private, not-for-profit, and public sectors. And these students are working really directly in these organizations to make an impact, just like any other junior staff member would. So it is not a one-size-fits-all. At other schools, you may do a longer period of work, you may do part-time work. So it is important to talk to each school that you're considering to see what it looks like for them. But commonly, it would be multiple periods of full-time work for several consecutive months. And as I mentioned, these are paid positions. So cooperative education is a great way to help fund your post-secondary studies or save up to launch life after graduation. Often you're able to stay local to the campus that you're studying at, move to other parts of Canada, or even take cooperative education work terms internationally. So you may not be tied to the location that you're in, but rather have the chance to move around. So I know there's so many decisions to make when you're thinking about post-secondary studies, and this is one more that we're adding to the list for you. So as you're thinking about whether this is something you'd like to pursue or not, here are some things to consider around why you might want to select a co-op program. It can allow you to identify where your true career interests may be. Think of this as a way to test drive different careers or jobs that you're considering for life after graduation. That finance piece is always important. So earning money while studying as part of a co-op program can help pay for your expenses. And working in a full-time capacity during your co-op can allow you to earn a fair number or fair amount of funding to support your expenses. It can allow you to really broaden your degree, your skills, and the areas of expertise that you have, allowing you to build professional relationships and connections and really establish a network in Canada to help you with that post-graduation career search. It can also sharpen those human and interpersonal skills. So you're not only building the technical skills of the field you're studying in, but you're also learning skills like communication, project management, leadership, teamwork, intercultural communication, and competencies. So it's really valuable to sharpen and broaden the skills that you have to offer an employer post-graduation. And co-op students and those who participate in other kinds of work-integrated learning are really able to graduate with tangible real-life examples on their resume. So they would have work experience or other professional references to list alongside their academic study. As an international student, these opportunities are absolutely available to you. Canada's visa and work policies really do underpin our ability to be a leader in this area. So all of our institutions, as Celicia would have mentioned, have strong and robust student affairs departments. You may also find that your academic department have advisors in this area. Either way, you'll be guided to ensure that you're compliant with the terms of your visa while still being allowed to work. It is accessible to Canadian and international students, so you'll be working alongside your Canadian peers should you choose to pursue a co-op program. And it is full-time work that is permitted during a co-op work term if that's the structure of your institution's program. So the flexibility that a Canadian education is known for really does allow us to integrate these hands-on experiences quite seamlessly into the degree. However, in some cases, it may extend your program by 1 semester or up to a year. So it, again, is important to speak to the institutions that you're considering and ask them if you're choosing to do co-op or other kinds of work-integrated learning, does that lengthen your degree at all? Or are there other scheduling considerations that you should keep in mind? So I hope you'll consider co-op and work-integrated learning opportunities a little bit more closely now as you continue to explore your studies. Thank you so much for your time and attention.
Thank you, Alison. That was again one of our popular topics, as majority of the students, especially from Singapore, were not very familiar with co-op because Canada is one of the destination which offers a co-op program.